too.
Oh yeah.
There's nothing more better than being a degenerate in Magic the Gathering.
That's right. Um, hey, what's up, everybody? Sorry, I was getting a bit of a late start here. We'll get us a few good games here. Let's see. He was doing a Grixis deck as well. Okay, here's Brought Back Mountain.
Where was it? I couldn't really even see it on a stream. I couldn't get to it. Is it on YouTube?
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's where I looked at it. I'm trying to see the list
okay,
here.
Okay, here it is. Cool.
Okay.
That seems really good.
Yeah, he has the list in the description. So he's got Avalanche Riders. Oh, he uses Cleansing Wildfire too with 4 Flagstones. So I guess in theory you could cleanse. Yeah, I saw him do that combination before. You could cleanse your Flagstones, and then you could brought back and get. I didn't get it. I feel like maybe I should just ban Jin. I don't know. Like, you can beat him, but that champion's just so degenerate with certain combinations spotline.
Yeah, he's been going hard with this deck.
Yeah. It's really fun to watch. He gets these weird little like semi-combo white decks that are good. He had another one with the Ephemerate, which like basically phased out one of your cards.
Here's the list. Okay, sweet, I found it.
Yeah, it's in the description.
Or Cleansing Wildfire, yeah.
Then he's got Loris, Mishra's Bauble. Oh, and he uses Monastery Mentor. So when he's bringing back casting all these different things,
he's just +1 and
yeah, it's one of his win conditions. Oh, Showdown of the Scalds. That was the card I was thinking of.
Is that? Oh, I can hear the. Oh, here we go.
Stream Decker, yeah, that thing helps.
Oh, it's the enchantment you were telling me about.
Yeah. Oh, it is. Okay, so Sagas are enchantments. That was a new card type that came out. But yeah, you basically exile the top 4 cards of your library, and then you can play them through like 2 turns. So it's like a super light up the stage.
Oh man.
But you can ramp into 4. You know, if you get that, like I said before, if you do the brought back with the getting the 2 extra lands back, you can ramp from 2 to 4 pretty quickly.
That's actually so cool.
Whenever you cast a spell, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. So yeah, that can be pretty beastly too when he starts casting all this stuff. So it looked pretty cool. He was doing pretty well from what I saw with it. He said he's still tinkering with it. And then you got Fulminator Mages in the sideboard.
Or like, yeah, even more land destruction.
That's right.
You know what this deck really needs?
What's that?
Splash and black for Sinkhole.
It would be nice.
Bring that in mod.
Yeah, they need to reprint Sinkhole, man. I don't know what they've been doing with their lives.
Him to Torok too.
That's right. I think, didn't you say they were seriously considering him to Torok?
Yeah.
That'd fit right into that Waste Not deck, wouldn't it? Yo, what's up, Todd, Scott, Mitch? Good to see y'all. Bring the chat over here. I'm just chatting with Jason about some different Magic the Gathering stuff we've seen recently. I just got this Sweetheart Rakan skin. It was on the whatever it's called, the discount skin thing. Of course, they get Degenerate Gen over there. Oh, it's Jungle Gragas. Okay, I guess that's fine. Degenerate Gen. Hold on, let me grab my coffee real quick. Hey, what's up, Tommy? And I'll talk with you about the tier list. Okay.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
I think this is one of the skins that it's missing on my other account too, so it's kind of cool to have it on this one. Oops, come here. Okay. So why is Rakan good? Well, Rakan's always versatile. Like I said, he's engaged and he scales and has access to enchanter items. That's pretty much it. Is that enchanters have some of the best scaling items in the game, cost for cost. So that's in general why Rakan is usually pretty good. But hey, what's up, Sammy? But right now, the best support item by a pretty large margin is Shirelia's. I talked about that in the video quite a bit, where it's like 3 or 4% higher than Moonstone or like any other competitor on any champion that can reasonably get it. Just like extremely good. And Rakan is probably the best abuser of Shirelia's. So he really, really likes new Shirelia's. And yeah, it's just that versatility that you talked about that makes him really strong. It's like, he's always very safe in the laning phase. It's really difficult to gank him. He roams well, he wards well, he can engage. Really good itemization options. Now, I haven't tried the Staff of Flowing Water on him yet, but it's supposed to be a pretty high win rate, and I think it's pretty good on him. Bitch. How much damage did minions do to me? Not that much. I can't believe they got that much damage.
I'm so fine, I gotta kiss myself.
I guess it was that aftershock.
I've been kicked around since I was born. It's alright. It's okay. I'm staying alive.
And as far as Sona, she's very good with new Shirelia's as well, and it's just the type of meta. I think we're going to go more into a 5v5 sort of meta. It could go one of two ways, right? So I think we're moving out of the super fast skirmisher tank meta with like the Hecarim and Udyr. Those champs will still be maybe okay, but not as good as they were.
An ally has been slain.
But if we start seeing some bigger tanks come back into the meta, Zac, Nunu, that type of stuff, then enchanters get a lot better at front to back 5v5. She may have also been buffed. I can't remember if she was buffed directly or not, but I do remember that a lot of the hard engaged stuff got nerfed, most notably like Rel.
Should I be running? Yeah, I should probably be running. I dance because I'm free.
This is a little greedy. Maybe I should be doing Ruby Crystal, but okay, yeah, and Sona did get buffed a little bit. Yeah, I mean, there's a reason that Rakan, I think out of the last... How many world skins does he have? 3 out of the last 4 that he's been eligible for? And to be honest, he could have won that year too. Like, he's just always good at the highest level, so his skill ceiling is extremely high. And I just think his versatility is very good, and he scales. I mean, Thresh is extremely good too, but as like I think Rakan's just more consistent than Thresh in a lot of cases. So I just feel like the sky's kind of the limit with Rakan a lot of times.
Hello? You ready for me? I am definitely in danger.
An ally has been slain.
Okay.
You weren't a little frightened? Astaya has suffered
An ally has been slain.
Get in my way. You're gonna love me.
Damn it, I didn't
Ladies
see
and
if
gentlemen,
they...
I am here to entertain myself mostly, but you too.
That Morg has like no CS.
Yeah, she's killed me twice though.
Yeah. Eh. We're down CS again. Triss does have 2 kills though, so that is good.
I am only as wild as man.
Holy shit. Yeah, I'm definitely fucking banning Jin, dude. So sick of that chant.
Our magic is amazing. It is a soul that exists. They will see my dance. Then they will know magic's joy. It's free.
Did you see Rav's Azir video? No, I don't really watch
Who
Rav.
has been slain?
If I'm gonna watch League content, it's probably gonna be either pro games or double lift,
I'm
He's
gonna
awesome.
burn
or
this
preferably
place
double
down.
lift commenting on pro games.
So I can burn it again.
Because double lift is not only entertaining, but he's very knowledgeable and explains situations very well.
I think
Yeah, I
Zaya told me
agree.
to improvise. At least that's the only part of the plan I remember.
Okay.
I don't want a world that's safe. There's wildness in the bees and the flowers. It's just a fury.
An ally has been slain.
Magic is supposed to be scary.
God, they really want us down here,
It's
huh?
supposed to hurt. Ecstasy needs a little fear.
She doesn't have Rift or anything. She just really wants to gank this lane.
I don't even understand the plan. Trust me,
Smile. Everyone is watching.
they ain't seen moves like mine.
Bro, don't pull a Morgana. It's warded.
I am a chronic lion.
She's just like legit not farming. She's had 37 CS for like 3 minutes on this Morgana. I mean, I'm totally cool with that.
They're probably sitting bot.
Yeah.
There's Silas. Oh, he's back.
Hey, what did the five fingers say to the face?
It's for the mana regen on the offensive items, so you can actually trade a lot more early on. I mean, this is kind of a tough example because like this jungler's been sitting here for 5 minutes. Now, we took some rough trades early, but usually you can get your wards maybe slightly later. How do they still have that warded? Whoa! Damn, I misclicked there. I was almost bad. I'm like really low.
Long ago on the fountain of now only the embers.
Nah, I'd probably just roll out. Alright. The order was given.
That's right, baby. TP coming in. T.
Humans will never understand our
Let's take
kind
this.
until they hear.
Who TP'd? Silas?
Yes.
No way. Shin, please, dude.
I mean, I don't know how much more we need to be able to see that coming.
Alright, I might regret it.
Name one genius that ain't crazy.
I want more playmaking ability though.
Turret plating will soon fall.
Hey, what's up, Sammy? No, that's fine. Nobody's getting frustrated with coaching, I don't think. I mean, Jason will probably have to get off after a couple of games, so
Yeah, probably this one.
yeah. So we can definitely do the coaching after that. Hey, I'm definitely cool with it.
Look right.
Keeps the lights on.
Time to show it.
Keeps that daycare pumping.
I can't wait to see what I'm gonna do.
Shut down. An ally has been slain. Shut down.
I'm here to party.
Killing spree.
Time to get it started.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Wow, he ran the execute item just straight up first item. Okay.
I will make them dance. I will make them hear.
She missed her Q.
I have got to stop talking to myself.
Damn it, Zaya, where are you? I'm getting impatient.
could have gone ruby crystals. I think boots are where you want to be most of the time. Wow. Really?
Without wild magic, we have
Dude,
no children.
I don't know, man. That champ just seems so bad. We were out. I don't know why we went back in. I don't have...
Damn it.
Triple kill.
Don't leave nothing. Bring it all.
Your turret has been destroyed. An enemy has been slain.
I will walk in. I will dance. They will part.
That's gonna be rough to deal with. Oh my god, he's 9-2.
I am so into this. What is this?
Go, jump on him, jump on him, jump on him! Dude, come on. I mean, I know he's ahead, but he's got like a 700 gold shutdown.
Okay, Rakan. Get him watching.
I don't know.
Burn him.
Like, I had ult plus W. All he had to do was just W and jump onto him. It's not like Nar's gonna blow you up in one auto attack.
Yours is mine.
Diana thing. This looks like fucking garbage, man. I don't know.
Probably better.
Yeah.
How'd it go on this?
I don't know. I don't think he's gonna burn out. Pretty close, but.
Kick some ass.
Oh lord.
Your turret has been destroyed.
They're gonna
Think
try.
about it. I kind of need some armor, but I kind of want to go start pulling water too. But I do like the IG one too. You know, I like
all
pretty much all the
filthy
Rakan skins.
and dangerous, and that's why I love it. I'm just trying to live the moment.
Realize it was Raga support.
Yeah. It's like, well, he just got nerfed. Time to break him out.
Magic is like fire. For us, it's
Life for survival. Huh. Hey, what's up, Sammy? Yeah, we'll
Ain't nothing I say should be taken serious. That's why
check that out here in a second. Oh, we're getting a fight.
An enemy has been slain.
Alright.
An ally has been
Oh.
slain.
They've never seen moves like mine. I'm offended by how little attention.
Well, his Nega is about to be down. Turn
I
back
dance
around.
because I'm free.
God.
Slain.
Freaking disaster.
Enemy double kill. Your turret has been destroyed.
It don't take a lot of words to tell the truth. This looks like another dangerous situation.
I better get my
Thankfully,
O's.
I can improvise.
They don't really have any healings.
Yeah, I guess Silas maybe.
Yeah, Silas does have, I guess, some.
When I get sad, why stop being sad and be awesome instead? True story.
I guess Nar does have grasp. Yeah, why not? Hard to afford, please, we gotta kill her.
It's just a dance.
No, she's gotta die.
You have slain an enemy.
We gotta get something here. Cannot walk away from this empty-handed.
Enemy double kill.
He's just so dead, doesn't even matter. Literally just running through the tower. I'm glad they nerfed him. Hey, what's up, Dave? Like, when are they actually gonna nerf Stridebreaker? Like, that item is just so obnoxious on so many champions. It's been good, like, all season. People just didn't start getting it until fairly recently. I think Bruisers have had the most broken stuff this season. Or fighters or whatever, melee.
They want us in cages.
They had the lifesteal item for the first half, and now they've had the Stridebreaker for the second half. At least in solo queue, that's how it feels.
I am Vistaya. This is my destiny. something you have to be serious about. That's their problem.
I think so. More broken than support mythics.
They will see me. They will see my dance.
I mean, that's not including like Kim Tank either. Like recently, that's another item that not all of them get, but a lot of them get.
Humans claim it is theirs. They fence us away and cover it in refuse.
I mean, like Sunfire on big tanks for the first like 1 or 2 patches. Like the really big tank items were OP. And like maybe Night Harvester, like on release Night Harvester was pretty strong. But I think just consistently throughout the entire season, first half of the season.
Morgana's top.
Yeah, I mean,
Fun. I need some fun. Now.
Your turret has been destroyed.
they still just beat us 4v5. It's Morgana, or Morgana's not that useful, but Diana's like completely worthless. Yeah, I'm banishing. I feel like Kog'Maw has the potential to be pretty strong if he's protected. Yeah, it's just a lot of these mobility items. Like, why are all these items giving mobility? It's like, you guys understand that Flash has been, like, talking to Riot Devs here, Flash has been the go-to summoner since the beginning of time. And why is that? Because it gives you mobility. It gives mobility in situations where you wouldn't otherwise have it, and it's widely seen as the most OP summoner of all time, even with a 5-minute cooldown. So what's going through your mind as a game developer when you're thinking, you know what? Let's create something else that's like Flash, but let's give it a 20-second cooldown for Stridebreaker. And for Gale Force, let's give it a little bit more range, but give it like a minute 30 cooldown. It's like, I get it, it's, you know, and they'll say, well, it's not actually Flash, it can't go over walls, it's a shorter range, but it's the same type of concept. Like, it's free mobility. And I say free because you're really not even paying anything. Like, that's the problem with a lot of these items that are OP, is they're really good stat-wise, so it's not like you're giving up anything. Like, Stridebreaker's already about 100% efficient, and it's like all the stats that most bruisers would ever want. Same thing with Gale Force. So you're not sacrificing anything strategically to get these items. It's just giving a ton of extra mobility without any trade-off. Like if Stridebreaker had 30 AD or something on it, or I don't know, just other stats that aren't perfect for those types of champs.
I'm G to the D. Golden diamond, boy. Woo!
But that's just been a huge issue. Is they've tried to standardize items in the sense that like a lot of items for champions that are similar have very, very similar stats and costs. They just have like some kind of effect, you know, that's really good. And I think it even gets lower, like every time he attacks or something, doesn't it actually lower the cooldown also? It's like 20 seconds, and every time he attacks it drops by like a second. Or no, it scales with cooldown reduction. And of course it already has cooldown reduction on it. Like, look at this item. 45 attack damage, 20% attack speed, 200 health, 20 ability haste, gives a short dash that also does AoE damage and slows somebody for 40%, 20-second cooldown that's affected by ability haste, and I couldn't even read the last line of it. Isn't it like also you gain movement speed for 2 seconds whenever you auto attack somebody or something? It's like, what? Who designed that? Yeah, Gore Drinker was extremely powerful for very similar reasons, but it's the same thing. It's just too much. Like, no trade-offs. Jason had enough. He's so disgusted, he just logged out. No, he said his client crashed. He's got to roll out. Yeah, it's a fun item when you're using it. When it's like OP stuff is always cool when you're using it. But that's the thing, it's just some of these mythics, they just do way too much. I kind of am digging like the older items other than them. I was kind of like trying to give the mythics a fair, like, you know, a fair chance. I just wish there wasn't mobility on items. Or if there was, you were paying an extreme cost for it. Like, they need to just have mid-range items that are inefficient, that have powerful effects. I mean, I think Redemption is that concept done correctly. There's skill expression in it. There are lots of fail cases. It's not guaranteed with Redemption. And it has really low stats, but a really powerful active. So I think Redemption is one of the best ways that they have implemented like really responsible balancing on like powerful items. Locket was kind of that way, but now they've sort of standardized it to where there's no weakness on Locket either. For support tanks, they're like, well, let's just give it armor, magic resist, cooldown reduction, and health all in the same item with a really powerful active. Yeah, and there are some champions where like mythics can define like a certain playstyle, I guess. But I don't really think that happens. I think most champions are going to get the same mythic a lot of times. I don't think Locket's balanced. I think it's bad design. What's the competing item on something like a Leona? I mean, I guess you could say it was Chem Tank, but I think on the vast majority of champions that are not like engaged champions, they're gonna get Locket. Like 9 times out of 10. I don't know if the mythic sucks. In a team fight, giving your whole team 10 armor and 10 magic resist. It seems pretty good to me. Right? 'Cause it's 2 per person. Armor and magic resist. 5 people. So 10 armor is 200 gold, and then 10 magic resist 180. So in a team fight, you're basically giving out 380 gold per like extra item that you have. Okay, let's get this coaching session here, then we'll see if we can play 1 or 2 more. I think clear strengths and clear weaknesses and trade-offs are what you want. Rakan can get any mythic technically, but Shirelia's is... Now Shirelia's I think is a little more balanced, sort of, but I still think it has just too many stats on it. Or you're trolling. I mean, Shirelia's is like 3% over any other mythic on most supports that can get it, including Rakan. So Shirelia's is extremely strong right now.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
I feel like items are just a little too good in general compared to how they have been in the past.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
All right. Okay, let me go ahead and record this. I need to get my screen back there. Okay. Yeah, but an option, in my mind, an option's not really an option if it's not of a similar power level, right? It's like, yeah, I mean, Rakan technically could get, like, Infinity Edge, but, you know what I mean? Like, that's obviously an extreme case, but if it crowds out, if an item crowds out other options, like, more than, if someone gets the item, I'd say 75 or 80% of the time, then it's too strong. If it's on, like, a bunch of different champions. I mean, it's hard to quantify that, but... Hey, buddy, welcome back. Yeah, I would not be trying to fight him level 1.
Minions have spawned.
It is a little weird that Lux invaded, but... he's got Conquer, so he would beat you level 1 anyways. And we're doing a coaching session for Shin here, so special thanks to Sammy for sponsoring this. If you'd like to sponsor a, I was gonna say a playthrough yourself, but if you'd like to sponsor a coaching session yourself, email me at thestrategyprofessor@gmail.com. Let me know what you have in the mind. It's just $25 if you're not a channel member, 20 if you are. And it is helping to support Education America too. I do teach at a public university in the United States, so I use this money to help subsidize the money that I don't get as a teacher. So it's a win-win for everybody. And if you want to watch more coaching sessions, I'll have a playlist in the description with over 250 coaching sessions in it. All right. So he didn't actually buy anything. He kind of greeted out, so you're not, like, technically that far behind in terms of items. Yeah, I try to freeze here and just hope maybe Sedge ganks for you in a little bit. It is pushing into you.
Executed.
Nice. Yeah, Jose, I think they certainly can be in the right style of comp. Especially Sona. He asked, can enchanters be good? And, like, depends on how you're defining low elo. Like, silver minus. Maybe even gold, probably. Yeah, just because they're very consistent and you can pressure back. But you will want some kind of engage on your team, probably. But especially, you know, sometimes in those elo brackets, games just sort of devolve into ARAMs, and that's exactly what someone like Sona wants. Just ARAM, everybody's staring at each other, and they all just keep running into each other over and over again in these like 5v5 fights. See, I think Sona is probably the best of the enchanters for that type of thing. Because there's like pretty much no skill shots. You just spam all of your buttons in fights and you could be effective. I mean, yes, if you are sort of picking the correct song for the correct situation, right? If you're using green shot on assassins or divers, like that's preferable, but you can still be you know, really powerful and she does scale. So I think so, especially if you're just naturally a silver player playing in silver, then I think Sona can be good. Now, if you're something like a challenger doing an unranked to diamond, you know, in silver as support, you're going to want to play something like a Leona, right? So you can really take advantage of engage and tempo and rotations and all that kind of stuff. But as just a silver player playing in silver, you know, people of equal skill, I think that Sona's pretty good. For the reasons I think one of the key hallmarks of like trying to succeed and gain a higher win rate in silver is just playing consistent champs. Nice. Oh, you didn't have taunt. Oh, nice. The outplay. It's just playing consistent champs, playing stuff that's pretty simple to execute, so that you can focus a lot more on like looking at the mini map and, you know, making good decisions, rather than on trying to focus on the heavy mechanics of certain champs. So that's why I recommend, you know, Sona, Malzahar, Garen, depending on your role. Nunu. Okay, nice. Oh, you got level 6 too. Back up. Just don't die. I think Sejuani's gonna make sure that he's dead. Don't die. You got him, but I would've probably just backed up out of that. At least let Sej get the stun first, and then wait on your taunt to come off, and then go for the taunt if you're gonna do that. But hey, what's up, John? Okay, nice. Yeah, I like that. Played steel caps, ruby crystal.
Blue team has slain the dragon.
Okay. Yeah, they're mostly AD, and they have Orianna, so. What's he have? I think you could have gone harder on that. I think you could have all-in him right there. You're a level higher, you're up a lot of items on him. At least just take an extended trade while your E is up, because he can't really hit you back. I don't know, does your E block his Q? So I know the Q triggers on hit effects, but I'm not sure how E is worded. I think it just blocks auto attacks, but if it blocks Qs as well, then he actually can't do any damage to you in that. But even if it doesn't, just being able to block his auto attacks is huge. I think Lulu's extremely good right now. She's okay against assassins, but like where she really shines is if she's with a hyper carry later on in the game. So if she's with like Jinx or Kog'Maw or Twitch or something like that, I think she's very, very difficult to deal with. Hey, what's up, Pablos? Yeah, I know your cooldowns it's kind of a rough situation right now. You know, I may have, I don't know, because he's going the lifesteal, I'm kind of wondering if Bramble Vest would be worth here. Like, maybe you should have gotten Cloth Armor and then Bramble Vest. Just because, I mean, they have so many auto attackers as well. Just cutting that lifesteal seems pretty good. He has Conqueror too. I don't know. Lulu can be good with other champs, but Hey, what's up, Yaha? I think there are a lot of I feel like there aren't that many situations where Lulu's just like actively bad. I mean, she's even good with like Master Yi, Kindred. I mean, it's anything that auto attacks a lot. Yeah. I mean, her win rate's not insane. It's like 52 or 53, but she's also pretty hard to play. Nice, that was a good TP. What is he cleansing? Just panic cleanse. I guess if you got the Q through it, maybe cleanse the slow. Well, Lulu is pretty good versus Yi, but she's extremely good with Yi. Like I said, there just aren't that many situations where I'm just thinking, you know, I don't really want to have Lulu. Like, her major drawbacks are just that, you know, she doesn't have engage. So if your team doesn't have engage, like, that can be a little awkward.
A summoner has disconnected.
She's not phenomenal against, like, really heavy poke stuff. Nice, run him down. Oh, did he cleanse the ignite? Okay. It just felt like a very preemptive cleanse, considering he was at like 75% health or something, and Shin was out of cooldowns at that point. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and rotate back top. I think Lulu's the higher elo menace. Like, I think Sona at like gold minus. But then once you go plat plus, I think Lulu's probably the best enchanter right now. If you're gonna play an enchanter. Outside of like situationally, Yumi can be very strong too. Or if you count Rakan as an enchanter. I think she's very good, but she's deceptively kind of hard to play in some situations. Obviously not like Thresh levels of difficult, but like for an enchanter, there are a lot of ways you can screw her up. Nice. Just because she's one of the few champions where 2 of your spells can target allies and enemies. So in team fights, there's a much higher probability of misclicking than in a lot of other situations. Oh, that was nice. He was trying to hold that last shot to snipe. God, coach. Nice. I don't know. Depends on the situation. trade up here. How you looking on items? Okay, Sunfire, I like that. Oh, you didn't want to go for the meme build? Didn't want to go for the Kim Tank Redemption? Nice, good trades. Yeah, I don't think there's any way he beats you here. I'm trying to think if something like Sunfire is better than the Fist here. I feel like the slow on the Fist is pretty good, right? I'm not really sure after all the changes. I feel like you might just want Frozen Fist or whatever it's called. I don't remember the stat differential on them. But I feel like that slow is really valuable. You do lose some wave clear by not having Sunfire, and I guess like in extended team fights, maybe the Sunfire Cloak is better, or Sunfire Aegis. But I mean, everyone over there is squishy, so I don't think you're going to be having like, you know, 10-second fights against tanks. I think that's where Sunfire might start really adding up. But I mean, it's not bad. I don't know what the win rates are on the item, but I feel like that yeah, but I think the Fist helps you carry, right? Like, Yasuo is not going to ever be able to run away from you. You might be thinking of the old item. The new one is a slow that it doesn't have the mana on it. I have to see. I don't know the win rates on it, but I feel like that slow is really nice, and I don't think you're giving up that much stats. I thought they normalized the stats. Is it still really heavily weighted towards magic resist? Was that right? If it's very heavily weighted towards magic resist, then I think the Sunfire is better here. I can't remember if they normalized it or not. I can look at it on my phone here. I mean, I could just exit out of this, but I don't want to stop the action here. Frostfire Gauntlet's what it's called now. That's been one of the best kept secrets all season too, is that item has like had a big win rate for a long time. It's just kind of been underwhelming. 2800. Can I see some stats on it? Okay. Let me go back and wait, did they lower the cost on it? It's 2,800 for real? When did they change that? I thought that was just Kim Tank. I guess they changed it at the same time they changed Kim Tank. Nice. Good game follow-up. Oh, if it's 2,800 versus 3,200, I don't think it's even close. The 350 health. Yeah, they did normalize the stats. It's symmetrical now. 25-25 on armor, magic, resist. And it's 2,800 gold instead of 3,200. So yeah, I would definitely get that. Like 400 gold's a huge deal. I know the stats are gonna be a little bit less, probably, but if they're both pretty close to 100% efficiency, then you almost always want to go with the lower gold items. That lets you, especially because his next item is so clutch. Like Titanic is so strong, and it's so expensive. And there's a big difference between having a completed Titanic and pieces of a Titanic, because you don't get that percentage damage, or the percentage health damage until it's absolutely complete. So, yeah. Okay, yeah, that's definitely, you should be going that, I think. I mean, the argument for Sunfire, I believe, is that it gives you better wave clear, and in longer team fights, it's probably more damage once it's fully ramped up. And if you're staying close to people, if they have a lot of melees, and the fights are gonna go like, you know, over 5 seconds consistently, big team fights against big tanks, I think it could be better. But just kind of YOLO queue where you're gonna find yourself split pushing and, you know, running people down a lot. I think Frostfire is better. Nice, good job. Damn, it's going off. I think you found the power of Shen. Shen just got like pretty hard buff on this patch too. So this is gonna be a great patch for you, Sammy, I think. Yeah, I mean, this is just about flawless in terms of like, I mean, yeah, you could always hit some more CS, you know, all that kind of stuff. But in terms of like your decision making, you've had like every ult's been high impact. You've pretty much won every trade. I think that there maybe were a couple of times, you know, in lane that I talked about where when you got that 2-kill lead, you could have pressed him a little harder earlier, but you still have been doing very well. Just trying to find advice to give you, basically, because otherwise it's been pretty good. I mean, the level 1 against the Conqueror Yasuo, I probably would have just run out of there faster, but... Let's hope you can 1v9. I mean, you're probably getting pretty close. Like, Master Yi is a threat. I would highly consider, after you complete this item, to just go ahead and get Thornmail. Because they have 3 auto-attackers on their team. I still am not sure, like, I know that a lot of tanks will just go ahead and get the Bramble Vest early. Oh, excuse me, but I know they have also nerfed that some, so. Nice, Sammy.
Rampage.
Well, I mean, that might be true to some extent, Antoine, but at the same time, you know, he did, yeah, Sammy did TP down like 3 times, and is still basically even on CS. I mean, Yas was he AFK for a full 3 minutes? I'm not sure. He's not that far behind in levels. He's the highest level on his team. The Yasuo is. So I don't know. I wasn't timing like the AFKs or whatever, but he is the highest level on his team. The Yasuo is, so I feel like he's been around minions for quite a bit. Yeah, I don't know. He's just giving up on this lane. I just don't think he... I mean, Sammy's just going to kill him. Nice. Yeah, it's all good, man. I mean, you make a good point, but, you know, we're just trying to focus on stuff to work on here.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
What are you getting next, I wonder? I say I would probably just go ahead and get Thornmail, because I think the biggest threat, like how do they possibly win this game, is through like Master Yi. I think Thornmail is one of the best options against Master Yi. Really heavy armor and reflects a lot of damage back at him. I wouldn't even mess with
Rampage. Shut down.
well, I mean, CS is important, and there are a lot of ways to like work on CS, but I don't think there's that much of a point of talking about it, right? It's just a mechanical thing. You just get better at it by playing it more and just practicing more. Sammy does also play on like 100 plus ping, I think. It's like 1,000 miles away from the server. He's playing out of Saudi Arabia on Europe, EU West. But anyways. It's fine. I mean, you make a good point. I just don't think that there's that much like to coach on. It's just like either you hit the last hits or not, right? I mean, there is like, in terms of if you're constantly leaving lane and failing your roams and falling behind in CS, I think that that's definitely one thing to consider. But as far as just like, I think his roams have been worth it and they've been on point. And he did lose some CS for that, but some of it, like I said, might just be ping, might just be, you know, just practicing, working on those mechanics. But there's not a huge benefit in talking about that a ton, I don't think. It's just one of those, you just got to play a lot of games or just warm up and go in the practice tool and practice for a little bit, you know. It's kind of like in basketball, right? If you're trying to coach somebody and just like teaching, going back, watching a replay, you know, in basketball or whatever, it's similar. Like you could, if someone's like hitting shots or not hitting shots, you know, you could look at that, but I mean, I guess in basketball there's a little bit more to it. You could, you know, there's a lot more to talk about in terms of technique and shot selection and stuff like that. But as usual, I'm just trying to find some kind of basketball analogy. That is true. I mean, I'd have to go back and look and see if he is trying to trade under tower when he should be CSing. I mean, if you're getting a kill off of that, I think that's worth. I'd have to go back and look at those specific moments. I don't remember seeing that a ton, but I could have just not noticed it. If you're giving up some CS and converting kills, though, I think that's worth. If you're taking high percentage plays and converting. Which, I mean, he's got 11 kills, too, right? So that's rough. The more kills you have, oftentimes, your CS will go down some, because you're gonna like want to back more often to use the gold that you just got. And usually, you know, kind of like you said, you are giving up something to go get those kills a lot of times. It just kind of depends on the champ, but I mean, you're right. It's noted. There's definitely could work. Or could be worth considering. But you'll find a lot of times, even in challenger games, right, where you just start seeing the score count get really high, you'll start seeing the CS count get lower. Just because people are fighting all the time, and they're gonna miss CS. Right, where the people get the really high CS numbers, you know, the 100 per 10 plus type of club is typically farm off type of situations. Okay, that was a good trade.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
That ult was a bad one. Yeah. There were a couple in there. It was sort of rough. So that dragon's up. They're not getting the dragon. They're probably going to get it after they turn this. So yeah, that... Yeah, they're going to go get it. So I would... Oof. I guess he's not even going to walk up. I mean, Yasuo's at like 10% HP. Okay. Okay, they've got to be sitting in a bush, right? What are they doing? What are they actually doing? I guess they're just sitting in a bush, trying to get an extra kill or something? Okay. Nice. You're a little careful, the rest of your team's not there, but you are doing a good job zoning. Wow, I cannot believe... Damn, that was nice. Run, 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 run. They got him. Nice. Good. No, 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 no. Don't let him just auto and kill you. Yeah, I think that was too risky. Like, there's just no reason for you to go for that. Wow. I mean, what were they doing? How did they let you get soul? It was literally, they had both lanes pushed in. Like, 3 or 4 people on your team dead. They disappear into your jungle. And somehow they don't get a dragon? That was already spawned? What? Did somebody just... Did they just back? I think they might have literally just been sitting in this pixel bush. Like, 3 of them just sitting in this bush trying to use the dragon to bait you or something. It's like unbelievably greedy. For soul point? Okay. That was rough. pretty bad fight to take because, I mean, let me see, right? Like, Jin's still dead. I mean, I guess you have Yi's dead, so Yi's dead, but Jin's also dead. You don't have Silas. Seems really iffy without Silas there. And this Varus is just like going off. Yeah, I think you really needed Silas there. Varus is a huge problem right now. Like, you guys gotta find a way to kill Varus, but you don't have any good way to dive in. Oh god. He almost hit him. You gotta try to match Yi. Oof.
Red team double kill.
Yeah, I think with Yi, you gotta just walk up to him and make him alpha first. Like, I don't think you can open with a taunt because he can just potentially alpha to dodge it.
Your team's turret has been destroyed.
Well, yeah, 3 are dead. Y'all should be able to press this, right? Just watch out for his ult. Okay. Alright, you got 3 seconds on Yas. Alright, I think y'all gotta leave. I think this is an overstay. You didn't have a minion wave. They have people spawning. And then they're gonna get Elder off of this, probably. Yeah, I think getting 1 tower is probably okay, but you gotta look at when the next wave's coming in. You gotta look at the mini-map, and y'all just didn't have a wave. I think you have to just give Elder, because if everybody dies here and they get Elder, you're just gonna lose. They're just gonna march it up. I mean, they don't have waves. Maybe if Brand gets like a miracle ult here, if they all just clump up and run right through here and he just ults him, maybe he can scare them off. But they're not really grouping up. Maybe 15 seconds. No, Brand, no. Well, he's dead. Yeah, that was bad. They're like, hey, they just got the Elder. Let me see if I can just walk up anyways against Varus and Lux in this tight choke point. That's gonna make it a lot harder. Just wait. Okay, they don't have Yi. Okay. Oh, the E cleanup. Nice. All right, don't go by yourself. Wait on someone. Wait on someone. I think. Okay, never mind. He's just gonna int to kill an inhibitor. You don't have TP. Yeah, if you had TP, it'd be over. It might be over. Yeah, I think it's just over anyways, right? Yeah, y'all got it. Okay, so overstaying on the Nexus turret. That was a big one. Especially with Elder coming in. Now, they just threw because Yi wasn't with his team. And y'all did a really good job of forcing that fight. So that was nice. Okay, you did get the Thorn Mail. That was good. Early on, you know, like Antoine said, there might have been some situations where you were taking some trades and losing CS to the tower. I can't really remember seeing that consistently, but if Antoine saw it, it's probably there. So, you know, maybe consider that. You know, work on CSing a little bit. I think most of the fights you took were pretty good. I do think when you got the 2 kills early on that you could have been more aggressive. That you could have just, like, eat onto him and just go for that taunt. And if you hit the taunt, then just throw down your block. I don't remember which buttons are which. I know the Q is his thing. I want to say his shuriken, but that's not it. It's where his spirit blade comes back to him. But I think that you could have done the taunt, and then every time the auto attack block thing is ready, I think that is W and his taunt's is E. Every time that's ready, I think it's like, what, a 20-second cooldown or something, I would be looking to trade with him. Just go pretty hard, and I think you could have just attritioned him out of lane. But otherwise, I think that's pretty good, and a lot of your teleports were on point. You got some really good conversions on those. I'm still a little skeptical about Ignite. I still like TP a bit more, just because you don't fall as far behind in CS if you go to other lanes. W's the zone. Okay, yeah. Yeah, and just watching the mini-map, you know, just in general, like taking that fight when Brand wasn't there around like the Baron area. I know Yi is dead and that makes you want to take the fight, but you were still outnumbered because you didn't have Brand and Jhin was dead. So that was kind of rough. The tower dive. Trying to think of any other ones. But overall, I mean, it was a really solid game. Obviously the KDA is pretty good, you know, the 12-5 or whatever, but I didn't see anything that consistently was like, you could maybe work on this a little bit, other than just your standard, like, look at mini-map stuff and, you know, try to make some good decisions. Maybe when your ult was up, you could have been split pushing in a side lane more instead of walking around with your team. That is one thing, and I don't remember looking at the specific timings on that, but maybe there was an opportunity where you could have split push. You could have put pressure on side lanes a little bit more and then showed up with your ult more often. I think you did that quite a bit, though. So, overall, pretty solid game. So, anyways, that's going to be it. I'll play one more game on stream. But that's going to be it for the coaching session. So, thank you very much, as always, to Sammy. We really appreciate you out there. It was definitely looking really solid on Shin. I think if you play like that consistently, you can, you know, definitely climb your way. I don't remember where you are, but I think you could probably get out of silver for sure and get into gold if you consistently can, you know, play at that level and get Shin a lot. Then I think that could be good. But anyways, that's gonna be it. Anyone else like a coaching session out there, just email me at thestrideprofessor@gmail.com or stop by the stream. Say hey. Just $25 if you're not a channel member, $20 if you are a channel member. And otherwise, that's gonna be it. Have a good day. We'll see you next time. Okay, so we'll see if we can play one more game. Yeah, I think you were doing that too. I'm just trying to think of stuff. Overall, it looked like really solid, especially, you know, for silver gameplay, right? Like if it was like a challenger gameplay, yeah, there's a million different things we could point out. But as far as you know, bigger picture stuff, I think it was, yeah, one of your better games I'd seen in a while. There were, like you said, a couple of decision making errors at times. But I think you realize that. You know, I think you were aware of, you know, the major points to work on. So that's good. God, we're back down to 0 LP on this one. We did have a really good couple of weeks there. In these last couple of games. Yeah, I think they're bad. I think the new, like the control ward items are not that good. I think you're right. They are too expensive for what they are. You still have to buy control wards. That's the big difference, right? Like old school Sightstone was a good investment because it gave you the wards, right? Every time you went back, you got wards. Just like the current item version of it. But this, it doesn't give you the control wards. If every time you backed, it gave you one control ward, I think that would be worth considering. Because that would pay for itself over time. Even then, it'd be shaky. Like, if it gave you 2 control wards, yes. But right now, you're paying like 500 or 600 gold just for the right to place one more ward on the map. I guess you get 1 control ward and 1 extra normal ward. But the normal wards are going to get swept anyways, most of the time, so you're going to be using all 4 of those. Like, it's rare that you put down 3 wards and, like, 1 of them doesn't get swept before you back again. I wish they would do that with a lot of stuff, Pontiff. I think that's a great idea. I've been saying that for years, where they should just gate some of the support items behind having a completed, or some of the items intended for supports behind having a completed support item, or at least a tier 2 support item. That would help out a ton with making affordable, like, cool items for supports that aren't abused in other lanes, especially for damage supports. I think that would be really nice. I'm getting rid of Jhin. I'm just so sick of dealing with this champion. I don't know. They'll probably get Jinx, and then I'll immediate regret. But he just combos so well together with a lot of other garbage out there, and he gets snowball so hard early. Especially if we're going with Vayne. I just don't want to get pressured early. Yeah, I mean, Antoine is right that you're pretty much not going to be able to get it on other champions because of the 20 ward requirement. Okay. So it's like Jungle Pantheon or something? That's Sivir. This might be a Lulu game here. You guys pretty good on that.
Pleased to meet you.
Alistar. Okay. Yeah, I think it's bad. I mean, I like what they're trying to add some more like vision options to the game, but I mean, support's already powerful enough. Oh, what? Okay, well, it's top lane Alistar. Jeez, it's like season 1. Sadie, what do you want? My daughter, I've been letting her feed the cat like one piece at a time. Like, we've got this huge like bag of cat treats because that's all that our cat will eat anymore. She won't eat like normal food. It's got to be these like crunchy, you know, I don't know what you'd call it. It's almost like combos. If you guys remember those with like the cheese in the middle or whatever. It's not exactly that, but it's kind of like that for cats. It's got like this little stuff in the middle. So we get her these huge like boxes of cat food because I'd rather give her, it's either that or wet food, and I hate the wet food. It just gets so nasty if you don't like take out your trash like every day just about. But anyway, so I had been letting my daughter just throw her like little pieces to eat, and then I didn't see it happen, but I'm assuming this is what happened, where she got a hold of the box and then she tried to just, she poured out like half of it down the stairs. Well, I mean, she does have some dietary problems, you know. She's kind of got a terminal illness where she's got, what is it called? Hyperthyroidism. From a thyroid cancer or whatever. And so it kind of makes her sick, and she just, it's pretty common in a lot of older cats, I think, but anyway, so she's got some dietary problems to begin with. So I was like, whatever, I'll just I'll give her this. But yeah, she kind of got spoiled. I think my my mother-in-law, I think it was her. Somebody gave her wet food one time, and I think it was her. And then she just like, it was just like crack, man. She just could not get off of it. Damn. If I would have known it was Lux, I would have taken Biscuits. I thought we were going to be against Alistar down here, which is why I went for Insight instead. Alright, I'm just going to take W, because I just don't think I'm going to be able to trade meaningfully with the Q. This way I can maybe stop an all-in. What is FIV? I don't know what that is, but yeah, I mean, from what I've heard, it's it ends up being terminal. Unless, like, I mean, there is like a surgery, like ionizing radiation or whatever. You can irradiate them basically and get rid of it, but then you're increasing the risk of a lot of other cancers and things like that. And you know, she's already kind of old. She's like 15 years old or something. So, oh, cat HIV, no. But I'd heard that the hyperthyroidism eventually will be fatal. It just does too much damage to the heart and liver and stuff like that. I mean, I guess it depends on why you have hyperthyroidism. I mean, I'm not a medical expert. From what I understand, in like the vast majority of times with cats, it's because of a tumor. Which just ends up doing a lot of damage to your organs and stuff like that over time. Really? Can't believe I missed that with my king. That was a sad day. No, she doesn't go outside, so she shouldn't have that, but... Yeah, so I just thought the ionizing radiation thing was probably not a good call. She's made it a lot longer than people thought she would. I mean, she was diagnosed with this like 5 years ago. Maybe not that long. Maybe it was, though. It was quite a while ago. You know, they thought she is going to be like a 2-year thing or something. They're like, you might be able to get a couple more years out of her. I was afraid he might flash stun me, so... Wait, how did she die? Oh my god, she got hit by a Q. But yeah, she lost, she went from 14 pounds down to like 5 pounds. So... Although that could have actually been a good thing, sort of, because I think she would have had... She's pretty close to being diabetic. And she had like some mobility and like, she was starting to get some joint problems and stuff. And once she lost all that weight, she got a lot better mobility and things like that. Yeah, she's got hit with a Sivir Q. It's bad. Bad news bears for us. She's got to dodge that. Wow, we're just getting dumpstered everywhere, huh? I guess, I mean, Kled is destroying that Alistar top lane, but... Oh my god. Yone got Chain Vest first item. I mean, that is kind of a troll matchup. I just could not get there. If I had boots, it would have been a lot better, but... What are we running from? Viego? Okay, yeah, they used everything. This is the kind of thing you really don't want to go against bot lane as Sivir. I mean, I think we'll be alright, like, later on, but, like, the poke champs, like these troll-ass, you know, hard poke champs in lane, the Zerats, the Vel'Kozes, Luxes, that type of stuff. Lulu really feasts on, like, peeler tanks early. She's pretty good against like even engaged tanks later when she gets her ult. Yeah, she likes lower range stuff. Getting like hard zoned here. So much damage. Oof. Okay. Alright, well that bought us a little space. Sivir's kind of like a poke champ too. She's sort of shorter range, but like those Qs are just so deadly. She didn't have her Q. Yeah. Fuck. Why are you pinging back? I thought she already didn't have that stuff. I think she could have run her down and killed her if she hard committed. I mean, I get it. Viego's in the river, but
You'll see more with your eyes closed.
she's getting murdered on CS. I tried to ult. I just did not have. I just was not hovering fast enough. Okay, well, Lux used her ult. How long until Vayne has her ult? The wave clear on that champ is just so obnoxious. Especially with this build. He just feels like he's come online so much faster. We really need Gragas to come down here and punish them. Like when they don't have their sums. I think she could have outplayed that with heal and flash. I would have gone all in on that Lux right there. Because we know they're all fighting middle. We know Lux just used her Q, and I would just have my hand on that flash key and just flash her next Q. And just run her down. This Vayne's just playing a little too passively. I think we really have to punish them when they don't have the sums. Like, you have so much movement. You just gotta trust that. You just gotta be able to dodge a Q with your Q.
Turret plating will fall soon. Impure.
Just waited too long. She got her flashback. I don't even. Did she even flash? I don't even think she flashed a Q there. I think she just randomly flashed. They always feed. Now, in theory, the enemy team should be happening on the enemy team too. You know, over time. Oh, if she just dodged that, she had it. I mean, if we can get through all their bullshit, like, we can kill them. If Vayne can just, like, all we have to do is dodge the Q. If we just dodge Lux's Q, if Vayne can just tumble through Lux's Q, could have chased the Sivir. I'm not talking about the Sivir, I'm talking about the Lux.
Yep, that tasted purple.
Yone, get over here, dude. I mean, with Vayne's ultimate, with her passive, with Lulu's W, 100% Vayne runs down Lux with Sivir's ult. Like, Vayne's probably got like 900 movement speed with all that stuff triggered.
Nosy dewdrop.
Rampage.
Remember, Vayne gets a lot of movement speed when she's walking towards enemies, especially. I think it triples when she gets when she uses her ult. And then of course Lulu gives her a percentage, which stacks, I believe, multiplicatively. Fuck. Yeah, that was my bad. I could have ulted that. I didn't think it was gonna do that much damage, to be honest. I should have anticipated that. It's those Sork boots. I think maybe Vayne, I don't know. I think she was probably just scared of like jungler coming in, which is, I mean, that's legit, but I feel like we needed to take a risk there. But we're pretty much at the point where we can turn it on him now.
I recommend skipping.
An ally has been slain.
That tasted purple.
Yeah, I got to slow, I'm pretty sure.
Slain.
Dude, that Sivir fucking wave clear with the lethality.
An ally has been slain.
We need Gragas. How does she always have flash, man? Is there like a hidden rune that's like... someone's gotta go get that. We can't leave middle though. Alright, my mana's running a little low, so we gotta...
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Fuck. Damn it, I was trying not to flash.
Double kill. An ally has been
I was trying not to flash, then I like clicked on the wall and ran back and then flashed into the wall. That was horrible. I should have just flashed it instantly. I knew I was gonna have to flash at some point.
Yep.
Avert EIs.
Purple.
Just too greedy. I don't think I had Shirelia's there, did I? Or did I? Maybe. Graga's coming up, Yone's coming up. They can have Dragon, we'll take Baron.
Yep. Purple.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Yeah, now it's gonna be really difficult for them to win at this point, I think. Once Vayne gets 2 items and I get 2 items, it's getting rough for their team. Yeah, anytime you kill 2 or more people, unless you're at the very tip of bottom lane, maybe you should go for Baron. Like 90% of the circumstance. Like, we could have gone Dragon, but Baron's the bigger prize. That's something that I find myself talking about a lot in coaching sessions. It's just like, your first instinct should be, if multiple people died in a fight, Baron. And we don't have Yone. It is difficult for us to siege, though. We do not have a great siege comp against Sivir, so we do kind of have to find places to fight on open field. Like, why are they both fighting over Scuttle when we have Baron? I don't get it.
An enemy has been slain.
We don't have Yone.
Shut down. Your team has destroyed an inhibitor.
Let OP. He was doing all right there, sort of. It was a bad fight, but he was doing the best he could, I guess. We probably should not have fought that. I mean, Yone should have been with us. Oof. Lulu just, like, finger checks me all the time, you know what I mean? Or Lux does. Like, is my hand hovering over whoever at all times, ready to go? Like, for an ultimate or an E. Just love getting finger checked. 9 reports on Alistar. I mean, it's off meta, but he's trying. I don't know. He probably didn't know I had it warded. He probably just thought I threw a random Q in there the first time. Is that warded? Okay.
Yep, that tasted purple.
Hey, Yone's not here again. Yone, please, just come up here.
Been slain.
X9 is a mid. Sometimes 9X. I don't think so. I mean, he was just playing an off-meta pick. It's not great. I wouldn't be thrilled if it was on my team, but I don't think that just a bad pick alone is enough for a ban or whatever. He's building appropriate items for that type of champion. It's just not a great like thing in the meta right now. Well, it was for the ability that Polymorph is attached to. But it was for the offensive portion of it. So, yes, it's the cooldown on the W, and it's extra 5% extra attack speed on the Whimsy version. But Lulu was already pretty good, I think, before that. And the fact that Hecarim got nerfed really hard, and some of these other, like, flanking diver champs, like Udyr, Skarner, Rammus to some extent a couple of patches ago, like, all of those have been nerfed. So I think that just kind of the stand and fire ADCs are going to be a lot better. The attack speed ADCs instead of the ability ADCs. So instead of like Ezreal, Samira, Jhin, Misfortune, that type of stuff, I think that like Jinx What? We had him cut off. I think that type of stuff is going to be better. So that is going to make Lulu better. Because Lulu's, like, okay with, like, Ezreal and Jhin, but she really shines with, like, Jinx, Twitch, Kog'Maw, even Vayne. She's very good with those champs. Damn, I didn't even see him flank. If I would have exhausted him, I was too busy looking at other things. Oh yeah, and Kog'Maw just got buffed too. So yeah, I think it's just a Lulu kind of meta. A lot of the hard engage champs have been nerfed a little bit over time too, like Rel, Alistar. I don't think Leona's been touched. Nautilus near the end of last season. So, Lulu doesn't have a fantastic win rate. She rarely does because she's deceptively, like I was talking about earlier in the stream, she's deceptively harder to play than, you know, like Janna, Sona, like most other enchanters, because there's so much potential for mechanical mistakes because you can target your allies and your enemies. And if you're trying to polymorph an assassin that's on your AD carry and you accidentally click your AD carry and whimsy them and they die, like that's really bad. Or, you know, a more common thing is if your team's fighting in minions or something like that and you accidentally, like, E a minion instead of shielding an ally or damaging an enemy, it's really bad. So, she's one of the few champions in the game where you can target enemies and allies with the same spells, and it makes a huge difference in the outcome of the fight and which mode you choose. So, you have to choose the correct thing to do with your spells, but you also have to mechanically click on them, which is difficult. When they're right on top of each other, the assassin is literally overlapping frames with the AD carry. It's very difficult. Oh yeah, Twitch is very. I mean, just anything that like has a lot of on-hit type of damage is going to be extremely good with Lulu. And the fact that Shirelia's is very strong right now, I think, doubles down on one of Lulu's strengths, which is movement speed with her W. So. I think that's very nice. Like, she was good with Moonstone to some extent. Like, that was pretty strong, but I think that Shrelia's is even better right now. Especially when you're facing a champion that does not have Shrelia's, like a Lux, you know, or a tank or something like that. So, oh my gosh, it's him. That's Toos, I'm pretty sure. Unless that's someone else's account that he's just playing on, but I think he hasn't played in a while, right? Like, we haven't seen Toos consistently since we were doing, I guess it hasn't been forever, but since, like, probably January, maybe early February, when we were doing Clash with him. I think he was just getting a little frustrated with the League meta, and he started, like, working out and, you know, just trying to do like more non-video game type of activities. Yeah, I need to start getting back in shape, doing something. Turns out you can't just like sit around in your chair and just like have a terrible diet and not do shit and stay in shape when you get to your, you know, mid-30s. I had like, I was pretty lucky genetically. I could do that for a really long time. Now, I had been pretty active a lot of my life. I'd, you know, go jogging for a little while, and there have been stretches where I was like in the gym a lot, but I was able to get away with, you know, a pretty sedentary, or however you say it, inactive life. Not for life. I know a lot of it is diet, and my diet is bad. So I need to get back in there. I need to just eat more pasta. I think especially if I'm trying to lose some weight, get back in. I think just eating whole grain pasta and drinking a shitload of water. Just anything with whole grains, because I feel like that makes you feel full, but then your body only digests like half of it. And it just helps, like, you know, clean out and just sort of regulate all of the, you know, waste that accumulates in your body with all the fiber and stuff like that. So that's what I think. Obviously, water has 0 calories, and then, you know, pasta, you're basically getting half off on your calorie bargain. Soylent is terrible for you. I always tell my students to hang in there because I know it gets difficult and frustrating and things like that. Okay, but anyways, all right. Well, that's gonna be it for tonight. We got a Lulu game. That was a good game too. I forgot what I was. I was like 0-12, 0-12 or something like that. So it's like the perfect support stat line. I do think Lulu is very good. So if I see like Jinx, Vayne, Twitch, stuff like that on my team, I'm probably gonna play some Lulu. I do still think that Rakan is pretty good, but I think Lulu, if played well, can be very good in the meta right now. But anyways, that's going to be it. Thank y'all very much for tuning in. As always, I appreciate it. I did do the support tier list today. I'll see if I can do the ADC tier list tomorrow, so be sure to stay tuned for that. And I'll try to bring you some more content over the weekend. We'll see if we can get started a bit earlier, around 11:30 or 12. But anyways, thanks.